Hey, it's Melissa with Vasquez Vintage here. The purpose of this video is to just kind of report back or share with you guys our successes or our experiences with Mercari's eBay listing import feature. It seems like it's fairly new. We have a pro seller account, and one of the things that you're able to do is import your eBay listings from eBay to Mercari with the button. So you would have to do it daily or whenever you want. You push the button. It is not an auto sync, but it's a pretty quick sync when you press the button. We've been doing it for 15 days. So we had stopped utilizing our VA to cross list from eBay to Mercari for just 15 days. So we wanted to do a trial run. I was actually going to do it for 30 days, but I've stopped yesterday because of the following. So again, this is nothing against Mercari. It's just that we decided that we like our system better, at least for their first version of this. They did say it was going to be clunky. It's new, so I'm sure they're going to make improvements, and we're excited to have been able to try it. But I like my system better. So when we experienced importing, we simply pressed a button that said import. It imported everything except 60 listings that have calculated shipping on eBay. So for whatever reason, it can't seem to identify what to do for shipping. I'm sure it's like a tech thing that I don't know how to do, but it doesn't know how to do either. So it would fail those listings. So those just didn't import. So that's number one, not a huge deal. I also didn't know I had 60 listings with calculated shipping. So that helped us clean that up because I don't even do that anymore. So helped there. Again, always just trying to get better, right? A little bit better, where there's always mistakes and issues. But the main thing was it automatically makes everything free shipping. So all listings, free shipping. It seemed to add my shipping cost on eBay and my regular price and add it together and make that the price. So it didn't neglect to make up for the shipping cost, but we simply don't do free shipping, and we carefully price our items to be exactly the right price to sell quickly. So there's been a lot of work already done that it kind of undoes when it adds the free shipping and messes with the price for shoes. So that was one thing that we're not a fan of. And we did reach out to Mercari and let them know that that was happening, and if there was any way to auto select or deselect that function, and they said not at this time. So it's just automatic free shipping. But the second part of that was that it also automatically makes it ship on your own. So on Mercari, you can ship on your own, which means like use your own way to get a label, or you can use their prepaid labels if you have everything filled out, like weight and dimensions. And currently, or at least before importing, we use their prepaid labels. One, because it's just easier, it's faster, it's easier. They email it to us, we print it and ship it. Two, it saves time. So I could save a little bit of money for the customer or for myself by using pirate ship on Mercari, but each time I do that is time spent, and that equals money to me. And so we're trying to make extra money on Mercari, as it's not our main platform. So any time lost is money, and the whole point of Mercari is to make extra. So for me, automatically ship on your own feature just doesn't work for us. But again, that's just because we've already built systems and like timed everything and put a cost on everything. So those two things doesn't really work out. And the titles are not optimized. So usually with most cross listing, you have to do some optimizing of the title, because each platform has a different amount of characters that you can use, and you want to optimize that so that the most important information is in your title, right? When we have a VA, he's able to, we've trained him so he knows what we want there, and so he physically types in what we want. And obviously a machine or a AI system is not going to know how we want things optimized. So that requires me to go back in basically for all of these different reasons and fix those things, or leave them up and have subpar listings, right? Because ultimately at the end of this 15 days, what we found is a dip in sales of 40%, which is huge to me. Again, as something that, yes, there's other variables, maybe timing for people's paychecks and things like that, but that much of a dip is very seriously something to consider. So, and I also noticed that it doesn't add in the little hashtags that you can use in your listing details. So like vintage, hashtag radio, hashtag Sony, or something like that. It doesn't have that. It doesn't add the color. So it just what we do think that it is good for is if you have a whole bunch of eBay listings and you're like, there's no way I'm going to physically cross list each one, and I don't want to try another service right now. I don't want to pay for another service, cross listing service. Then you can use this to just bulk upload a whole bunch of listings by pushing that button. It at least gets you started, right? So if you have 800 listings or whatever, it'll get you started. But just know that in our opinion, you would need to go back in there and do a lot of optimizing, a lot of detailed work after the fact. And I'm not even saying that that's not worth it. So that would be a plus for someone that just wants to hurry up and get up there and get them all up there with no cost. Because right now, another good thing is that it's free to do so. And let's see, any other pros? It looks like that's about it. So again, the pros did not outweigh the cons for us in our current situation. So as of this morning, our VA, virtual assistant, who we hired on Upwork, and he's been working with us for almost a year now, he's going back to cross-listing our items from eBay to Mercari, and he also does that for our Etsy store and our Poshmark store. So we like interacting with him. We like being able to change things up when we need to and have those details in the listings, because ultimately losing money isn't part of what we're trying to do, right? So that's our experience so far. Mercari did say that this was their first version of this importing feature and that there's much more to come. So this is today's July 2nd. So who knows what's going to come from here. Check it out if you want to, but we wanted to give our honest opinion since we were posting about what we were trying. So I just thought I would just sum it up in a video versus trying to type it out. So if you have any other questions about it, you can hit us up on Instagram via DM or whatever, or reach out to Mercari directly. We do plan to kind of submit our feedback because they asked for it. And again, no knock, just it's an experience. I'm going to go back to what I was doing and I'll try it again. If they've got updates, I'll definitely try it out. But right now, back to work, back to hustling. Thank you for listening.